Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, September 27th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I come to balance through revolution. And today we have a big astro day. This is a big astro day. We have the full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse happening this evening. It's actually happening at 7:50 p.m. The total lunar eclipse happens at 7:48 p.m. So, and it's visible. It's visible from many places. It's visible from the Americas, from the East Pacific, Europe, Africa, West Asia. So many of us are really being downloaded, fulfilled with this energy. And it's amazing energy because we have been working with this eclipse energy, the eclipse energy of Libra and Aries since 2013. And we've been working with the relationship energy of Libra with North Node in Libra for quite a while. So it's a culmination of this relationship energy, working with ourselves, knowing who we are, and working with the energy of others, relating to others. Because you know what? You can't have a life that you're not alone in, and you can't have a life that you're not relating in at the same time. You know, I was thinking about this before I did the horoscope. We're alone in everything, because even if you tell somebody your experience, even if they can empathize with your experience, even if they have had a similar experience, no one experiences what you do ever exactly. They can relate to it, but it's never because of your own experience in this life, any other life. It's always going to be your individual experience. So in that, you're alone in everything. We're all alone in everything. And yet at the same time, we're relating in everything, whether you're relating to yourself and your experiences, you're relating to others, everything around you. So there's always that balance that we're working with. So today, let's talk about the astro. The moon is shifting into Aries. Aries is where the moon will be for this full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse. And that's happening at 12:29 p.m. So the morning has that Pisces moon, bringing in that empathy, bringing in that magic. And I just want to mention, so many people have been so exhausted, me included, through this eclipse energy. If you are feeling exhausted this morning before this eclipse, take it easy on yourself. Be gentle with your physical body. That's part of what you relate to. You know, there's a you, and then there's the physical body part of you. So be gentle on yourself this morning. The moon's going to be shifting signs, the void of course moon, and building to this eclipse. It's intense energy. Take it easy on yourself. And then the only connection that the moon has before the full moon lunar eclipse is a connection with Saturn. And Saturn in Sagittarius is asking us to expand how we respond to the world, our response ability. And so it's at 0 degrees. It's still this transformational degree. But I think it's asking us in relationship to open up our horizons, open up how we look at things, open up and see. You know, Sagittarius loves to observe and study things. Notice the patterns that have been going on that feed into your relationship, and notice your part as a player in the dynamics of relationship. And then from there, we go straight into the full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses always bring change, and lunar eclipses, more so than more so than solar eclipses, lunar eclipses focus on relationship. And it's amazing because this is in the sign of the me, Aries, and the sun is in Libra. So relationship, the me relationship thing going on, me-we thing going on. So it's like this double relationship whammy coming on. And you know, again, I was thinking about relationship. Everything is relationship, and there's always a reflection of everything going on, the micro and the macro. The Earth's changes and how that affects us, and how our changes within us affect the Earth. So, and the as above, so below. There's so much. It's all intertwined. It's all related. But this is amazing energy because this is happening at 4 degrees. Uranus degree. Revolution, evolution. There is big shift potential in this energy. How can you shift in yourself? How can you shift in the relationship you have with yourself? How can you shift in the relationship that you have with others? You know, one of the most amazing things about Uranus or Aquarius energy, Uranus energy, is that it can compartmentalize. So it can put things aside and just see it as it is. And I feel like that's actually one of the best things that we can do in relationship, is actually be able to put them aside and like view it as it is. I feel like that's where we can really get into the energy of not taking things personally, which I think is one of the key things in this final relationship transit. One of those big lessons that we all know we have to learn, and yet it's like, oh, but it is personal, I feel it personally. That's you in relationship to yourself. Take it out of the personal, with the other, and view it from that higher perspective, and see how that shifts you. And it doesn't mean that you don't leave if it's something that you need to leave. It doesn't mean that you let somebody disrespect you. You just don't take it on as your truth. So this revolution evolution energy, it may be throwing us out of balance, and it might show us, the 4 degrees, it triggers. It loves to trigger. It loves to show us where we still have work to do on ourselves to evolve, to shift our vibration. So it's really bringing us into balance in a new way, even if it feels like it may be throwing us out of balance. So we have that going on. We also have this amazing eclipse. It's attached to so many goddess energies. Lilith and Juno are connecting to the sun, and then Vesta is connecting to the moon. So it reminds me of one of my favorite Osho books, Love, Aloneness, and Relationships, The Cone of Relationships. And that's really what's going on. Juno is the asteroid of marriage, of relationships, of how we be married in our chart. So she's showing up. Relationship, I don't want to say the master of relationships. I wouldn't call her the master of relationships, but she really holds down that relationship vibe, and she's holding that space. But then there's Lilith. And Lilith is the opposite. Lilith was like with Adam and Eve, like, see ya, I'm out of here. I have to be in relationship with myself. So she's holding down that, that one unto yourself vibration there with the sun. And then we have Vesta over here with the moon. And Vesta's connected to the Vestal virgins. But they weren't, again, virgins. They were actually portals to the divine. And that included sexual portals to the divine. So there's that aspect that's coming into the moon. I read somewhere, Marina Darkstar, she does Darkstar Astrology, and she was like, this is a very menstrual eclipse, and it is the blood moon. The feminine energy is really up. And it's time in relationship, whether masculine or feminine in your nature, to embrace the feminine in you and recognizing it, how it shows up in relationship in you. I feel like the more we can understand our feminine side, that the dark side of us, that's the feminine side, the better we can show up, the better we can find that balance in relationship. So there's going to be a lot of emotions coming up with these goddesses. Pay attention. Be present with yourself. Be understanding of yourself. Don't take your emotions personally. Just be willing to work them, look deeper, hold space with them. The other thing that we have with this amazing eclipse, so much craziness, amazingness with it, Venus is at 22 degrees. So Venus is in Leo, asking us to shine that heart, shine love on ourselves, treat ourselves like royalty. 22 degrees, master degree. So we're really being called into mastery with this, which I'm going to get into with the cards. And the final thing I want to say before I show you my cards, before I show the cards going on, is the Sabian symbol for this. So the first Sabian symbol for Aries 4 degrees is 2 lovers strolling on a secluded walk. And what I love about this is that I feel like it's giving us how we relate on many levels. So the first level that I feel like with this is 2 lovers strolling on a secluded walk. 2 lovers, you and yourself, your consciousness and your body, your consciousness and your unconscious, how you relate to yourself on a walk on the earth, connecting to the earth. The next level that I get is 2 lovers, you and the one you're closest to, you and your close friends, 2 people, somebody you love, somebody you love, whether it's a friend or more than that, a partner, on a walk, connecting, relating. And then the third way I feel like it shows up is you and nature, how you relate to the earth. Do you love the earth? How you connect to her? And so I feel like this Sabian symbol is showing us, hey, don't forget, how you relate just keeps on expanding and expanding and expanding. It's always a process that you're in. Even if you're a hermit, You manage to have some things to relate to. And then I love the staging symbol for Libra 4 degrees because it takes it to another level. It says, around a campfire, a group of young people sit in spiritual communion. And I feel like this takes it to a level. You know, we have our individual things that we relate to, but we can't forget that everything, as we relate to it, as we live our life, everything is connecting in to the all that is. Every decision that we make, every energy wave that comes from us relating, whether it's to ourselves or to others, does feed in to the human condition, the whole human experience. We are all spiritually connected. So don't forget that. You know, like anything that you do, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody else. And that isn't to say, it means like do the best you can do in your life for yourself. And I truly believe that when we do the best for ourselves, we do the best for everyone out there around ourselves. So don't forget that in this eclipse, as things are shifting. And to be fair too, I want to mention, you know, this is when the energy comes in, but it's not like boom, done, it's over. No, things go on, they keep evolving, it keeps shifting. But this is bringing some big shift, from big transformation, change, ending, new beginning energy from this eclipse into our lives and how we relate. So it is time for the cards. I'm really excited about these cards. Okay, so the first card I pulled is actually the past lives card, and I love this. You know, Osho actually says in this card, like, you see, this is I don't know, this picture resembles the feminine organs coming and being birthed into this life. But what I love about what he says about this is there are patterns that you have been following, that you are still falling into. Let me actually read what it says. This is a wake-up call. Events in your life are trying to show you a pattern ancient as the journey of your own soul. And so many of these patterns feed into our relating. How are you still following these old patterns that may not even apply in the relationships that you are in now? This is where true shift can happen. And this is, I think, one of these patterns. We put on these masks. We don't think we're good enough. We're ashamed. We're ashamed of the feminine aspect in ourselves, the feeling part, the emotional part. It's not as socially acceptable. It's not socially acceptable to cry when you have all the feelings come on. But this is saying, take off the masks. Be who you are. Every time you are who you are, you inspire, help, and shift the way the world is showing up. So we're taking off these masks. We're stopping the politics. We're putting down the ways of the patriarchy and stepping into the ways of being true to ourselves. And this, the final card, mastery. This is where true mastery takes place. When we are true to ourselves, when we take off the masks, when we recognize our patterns. And those things feed so much into relationship. So just be conscious and aware as you move through the day. Like this, like any other day, is an ordinary day. But with every ordinary day, this is why I do what I do, there is so much opportunity for consciousness and for personal shift. So that is it for this amazing eclipse. If you would like any personal insight into this eclipse, book a reading. Only a short reading, and we can go through and see where it's showing up in your chart and what lessons to expand on all of this. So that is it for today. Have a beautiful eclipse. I hope you go see it. I hope you go howl at the moon. Put down those social constructs and go, you know, howl. Feel the energy of the moon. She's a feeling being. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.